Greetings guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. Once again, we have the bad lighting because my ring light died and I don't know how to fix it. Today is Valentine's Day, or as I like to call it, consumeristic love day, because it kind of really just exists as a consumeristic day to make people buy cards and chocolate, and people, you know, give their partners gifts for some reason, the only time they do all year, even though you should do that regularly and don't need a day for it. But you know, to each their own, do what you want to do. I don't really care. Valentine's Day, to me, however, is the worst day of the year. It is my number one big trigger PTSD day. And unfortunately, it happened to fall when I'm days away from my period, whilst I struggle with PMDD, and also on a Saturday when I have to film. So, not great. So I was going to film something else, but instead, I thought that I would film something fun and wholesome and healing so that we can all just have a good time together and not think about what day it is. Okay, so that fun video topic today is going through just r/LGBT memes, because I think it's always a good time to look at some memes. It's always a good time to be queer and celebrate that and laugh at things. So we're gonna do all of that together. And if you enjoy this video, please do not forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to do some more lighthearted, fun content, but obviously it does not typically perform very well because people prefer the angry shit, which is honestly really valid. I get it. But it's nice to have a bit of a break sometimes, right? So if you do want to see more of this fun, lighthearted content from me, please don't forget to let me know. And if this video does well, then maybe I'll be able to do it more often. So don't forget to engage. Let's get into the memes. Having gay parents must be horrible. I mean, you either get twice the usual amount of dad jokes or get stuck in an infinite loop of go ask your mom. These are the kind of gay jokes that are funny. These are the kind of gay jokes that are funny. That's actually very hilarious. Or jokes on you, it's both in the sense of I am number one dad joke teller, so you'd get the infinite go ask your mom loop, but also you would get a good helping of dad jokes because they are my favorite. I constantly, every time anyone says like, I'm hungry, I will be like, hi hungry, I'm dad. I can't help it. I can't help it. Anyone will say anything, I'm blank, I will respond with, hi blank, I'm dad. That's just, if you want to be my friend or my child, you just have to deal with that because I'm gonna throw it at you. Gay person exists in a movie. Religious people. They're forcing their lifestyle on us. Also religious people. And it's, what's the word? Missionaries. It's two missionaries. So going door to door telling people, hey, have you heard about our Savior and Lord Jesus Christ? And trying to convert people to their religion, which I think is so funny. Like, it's not funny that they do that, but it's really funny, the irony, right? I for some reason on Instagram recently got a reel of this girl who was like given her like place that she is going to go and be a missionary. She's going to Argentina for 18 months and she was like so excited about it. She's like, I get to go and spread the gospel and like go door to door and tell people about Jesus Christ. And I'm like, how is this real? How are people doing this and like being excited about it and thinking that this is like a good thing to do and being like, hell yeah, but like we're forcing things on people? I don't understand. You are going to people's houses. You are knocking on their doors. There were these two people from Jehovah's Witness that came to my flat a couple years back, right? In like 2023. They knocked on our door and Kat answered it and she was like, oh, I'm busy right now. Like, sorry. And they were like, oh, that's okay. Can we come back later? And like having anxiety as one does was like, oh yeah, okay, sure. And just thinking, you know, they weren't gonna do that. But they wrote down her name and they wrote down our address. And a couple months later, they show up again. This time I answered the door and they're like, oh, hi, is Kat here? I'm like, no, she was. And I was like, no, she's not in. They're like, oh, okay. And they left. They came back like every couple of months for 2 years until I eventually like figured out like, why do I keep telling them like, oh, she's in the bath, oh, she's here. I just went, oh, she moved. Why didn't I say that earlier? I don't know. I somehow didn't think about it. I hate lying. I'm not good at lying. Sometimes it's necessary. And in that instance, I was like, sorry, she moved to New Zealand and she's not coming back, which is true now, but it was a lie at the time. And then they didn't come back. But like, that's wild that they kept coming back to just talk to her. They wrote down when they showed up in the pouring rain one time. We were the only house they went to. They drove all the way to our house, got out of the car, walked to us with their umbrellas, rung the doorbell. I was like, no, she's not here. And then they left. And I know this because I saw them walk to their car with their umbrella. And it's baffling. But yeah, we're the ones who are forcing our agenda on people and annoying people constantly about our lifestyle. Transphobes be like, sand. And it's a photo of 6 glasses. And I'm not gonna lie, it took me a minute to understand this because I fully forgot that glass was made out of sand. So I was staring at this, I was like, am I missing something? I don't get it. But glass is made out of sand, and that's so funny. That's really, really funny. Because yeah, I mean, by that logic, yep, sand. I don't have much to say about this joke. I just think it's really funny, so I wanted to share. Next up we have the screenshot of a family group chat, and this message comes from their dad. Oh, this is a picture of a pride flag, and it says, think of me as the pole. I'm not part of the flag, but I am straight and I will support you. And they just reply saying, hell yeah, dad. And this is so cute. This is so cute. I've never heard that before. But like, that's such a good, I'm kind of obsessed with that as like an analogy. These straight allies at the pole because they're straight and holding you up. Especially coming from a dad. Obsessed. I love it. 10 out of 10. Fantastic. Straight people are so weird. They're like, cooking is a woman's job. Unless you're grilling, then it's a man's job. And cleaning is a woman's job, but the man's gotta take out the trash. Can't let the ladies touch that icky garbage. And fucking gardening is for women, except mowing the lawn. That's for men. Who the fuck came up with this shit? Those are all really valid questions that are answered really well by this reply, which is just women doing the daily jobs and men doing the once in a while jobs seems to be the trend. And it's like, yeah, pretty good spot, actually. Gender roles are, And then it goes into the like, women cook, but men are chefs. Women are teachers, but men are principals. And it's like, okay, I see what's going on. I'm noticing a pattern. How about we don't? How about let's not be doing that. And acknowledge that hypocrisy. And that gender roles, obviously, are very stupid. And I feel like this self-realization, this like realization and acknowledging of like where the gender roles are like blurred is like really important. I feel like it could be really beneficial to people if they actually paid attention, but obviously they don't want to, so they don't. It's Homo sapiens, not hetero sapiens. It's the Bible, not the straight bull. Straight people are in the notes arguing with this. It's not queer to hell, it's straight to hell. Fire on that last one, honestly. It's not queer to hell, it's straight to hell. I mean, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. You don't say gay to hell. You say go straight to hell. Go to hell, maybe. Gay to hell? No. Queer to hell? No. Straight to hell? Yes. So, I think that really speaks for itself. Like, trans men. I'm a man despite my upbringing and what other people think. And it's the like big buff doge holding the trans flag. Cis men with fragile masculinity. And it's the little doge wearing a MAGA hat with pink ice cream in front of him. And it says, no, I am a man. I can't eat pink ice cream. It's gonna make me a girl. It's so funny. I love their fragile masculinity is so funny. I love the thing that doesn't make any sense, obviously, is them being like, you can't change your gender. You can't, just because you do this doesn't mean you're not a man. Like, you'll always be a man. But then they're like, no, I can't eat pink ice cream because that's for girls. Girls eat pink ice. Am I a girl? No, so I can't do it. If I do that, then I'm a girl. Only girls do this thing and I'm not it's like, okay, so like, either what you do doesn't impact your gender or what you do does impact your gender. I'm confused. You're sending really mixed messages. If no matter what you do, you will always be the gender you were assigned at birth, like no matter what, then why can you not do anything? Why can you not wear dresses or eat pink ice cream or like do any of these things that are considered feminine? Like, it's like, if you do that, you're a girl, but you've already said that that's not how it works. So I'm confused. I'm very, very confused. And I know that it more just comes down to they just hate women. But that's not what they say. It's what they imply, but it's not what they say. And then, yeah, obviously these trans men out here, like, doing whatever. They were raised as girls most of the time. And they're out here being like, and I am still a man. Because guess what? Eating pink ice cream and wearing a dress and doing all of these other things did not make me a woman. I'm just a man who did those things. Which is, you know, the correct way of viewing things, because things don't have gender and they don't impact your gender. Just in case you didn't know, it's your fun fact of the day. Lots of the puppy dog uwu type eyes, and it says my gay ass heart, and it's the two girlies from, is it Owl House? Owl House isn't Cartoon Network, that's Disney, isn't it? It's two girlies in a cartoon that are kissing. And then someone replied, how and why are they showing this to kids? And then someone replied, they've always shown kissing in cartoons, and it's Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse kissing. That's a man and a woman. Those are rats. Firstly, sorry. I know that it's not the point, but calling Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse rats bothers me probably more than it should. But maybe they are rats and they're just called Mickey Mouse. Honestly, that's actually quite funny. So I'll give it a pass. But I do find that incredibly funny. I love being like, that's a man and a woman. Those are rats. They're not man or woman. They are rats. There was actually like a massive conversation happening in the comments, which I found really funny, about people being like, those are mice. And then if you want to get into it, we can have this conversation, and being like, you know, they don't actually have gender, right? They're just like cartoons, and both of them were voiced by men. They both have the exact same body. The only way we know Minnie is a girl is because she wears a bow and she has eyelash extensions. There is nothing else. And like, she didn't have breasts. She was topless. And I'm like, okay, well, they're mice, so obviously they have the exact same body type. But that's neither here nor there. Based on how cartoons usually work and how they usually give them like weirdly gendered characteristics, they're not wrong. You know, they were both voiced by men. Minnie just had eyelashes. It's literally the only difference. So maybe it was a gay kiss. That's the conversation that was being had in the replies, just by the way, because I think it's really interesting and funny. But also, yeah, the point stands. I love the hypocrisy. Ew. Gay people can't kiss on TV. Kids will see that, but it's fine if straight people do the exact same thing. Doesn't make sense. Conservative comedy then. I'll never forget my grandfather's final words. Stop shaking the ladder, you little shit. Conservative comedy now. Ever notice some people identify as trans? That's the joke. Yeah. It's unfortunately very accurate. Someone in the comments made a really good point of it being like, it went from being conservatives who did comedy to conservative comedians, which killed their humor because conservatism is the opposite of funny, which is very, very true. It was like there were comedians who happened to be conservative, so their jokes did not revolve around being conservative. They just were conservative and they made jokes like that. Now it's just like people who are conservatives who do conservative comedy, which isn't funny. It is just the same joke over and over again, and it's boring. It's not funny. I don't understand why people find it funny or why they laugh. Like, even if it wasn't just like cruel and inspiring hate, it's just genuinely not funny, like even a little bit. I feel like conservatives, as they say, just like, they're not funny. Conservatism isn't funny. It's nothing. It's so boring and unfunny. But they try anyway, and then they pretend that it's funny. They just like laughing at people's misery, I guess, is the whole point. 1998. The teens are calling everything gay. 2008. The teens aren't sure they should be really calling things gay. 2018. The teens are calling everything gay again, but in a positive way this time. That is really funny. And I love that I've like lived through this entire, the entire thing. Of, 2008 is not really the era I would say it started being questioned, or maybe I was just too young for it. I wasn't a teen, so I guess I wasn't involved in that. But I remember being like in 2008, 9, 10 kind of era when everyone was calling everything gay as an insult, myself included. I didn't realize it was wrong. This was my thing with it, right? Is that like, you don't really know the definition of words other than the context that they're used in. And there are words that have two separate meanings, right? Like, sail, like that thing's on sale, and sail, like a sailboat. They're the same word with two very different meanings. And my kid brain, as well as a lot of my friends' kids' brains, knew the word gay meant like gay, like two men together, two women together, whatever, that was gay. And then gay also meant this insult. And in my mind, they were not connected. They weren't the same thing. It was just like a word that I used in the way other people did. I didn't think about the origin of the word. And then when I was a teenager and someone, or when I was like 11 or 12 and someone pointed it out being like, well, we shouldn't say this because it's insulting gay people. And I had to be like, I don't understand. Oh, right. Yeah, no, you're right. I get it. And then just immediately stopped. And then, yeah, the progress to then, you know, now we're all calling things gay because we're gay and we like gay things. And I loved watching that progress happen. Effectively, my time at high school kind of did the entire journey, just in those 5 years I was at school, 4 years I was at school. But it's my fun story of the day. In Lord of the Rings, the word man is only used for human men. So now I'm imagining like someone. Are you a man or a woman? Pippin. I'm a hobbit. Someone. But what's in your trousers? Pippin. Mostly snacks. Hashtag don't think he knows the gender binary is a myth, Pip. That's really funny. I'm kind of obsessed with that. Also, I love being like, okay, but what's in your pants? Snacks? Obviously. What a weird question to ask. All right. I have snacks. They are not for sharing. Although you probably would share. Not me though. I'm not sharing. Hilarious dialogue. Obsessed. 10 out of 10. Great. I would like to see this conversation take place, please. And thank you. Guys, beware of the pipeline. I'm not like other girls. I like girls. I'm not girls. I love this because whenever I do an I'm not like the other girls video, I get so many comments just like with this meme. Effectively, the amount of comments I have on my N-log videos that are like, I used to be and not like the other girls girl. Turns out I'm not a girl. I'm not like the other girls. I'm a man. It's so funny. They're my favorite comments to get on those videos. Please never stop commenting them. It's brilliant. It's hilarious. I love it. I adore it. Also, I love the art that was used for this meme. It's 10 out of 10. Love that for you. Surgery to change sex characteristics on adult trans people? No. Surgery to change sex characteristics on intersex babies? Hell yeah. They really don't acknowledge the hypocrisy, do they? They really just will refuse to acknowledge the hypocrisy that they have. They'll continue to do it. You'll bring this up and they'll just, no, but it's different. How is it different? Because it's making their lives easier. So what do you think trans people are doing? Anyway, it's a good argument. They don't like it very much. They don't like this point being brought up. Queer theory? Nah. Queer practice. And I had to include this because this is Geraldine art. This is Jeremy Knox and Jean Moreau kissing, and I didn't expect to see them here. I mean, likely place for them to be r/LGBT memes. That is exactly where I expect to find these two, but also I wasn't expecting to see them while I was planning this video. No one in the comments was commenting on the fact that it was them. So that's why it's here. I'm rereading The Golden Raven right now and they're heavy on my mind. And then I like scroll and I see them and I'm like, oh my God, hello, my babies, my children, my loves. Welcome to my video. Yes, correct. True. Brilliant. 10 out of 10. Here is one of those like caricature cartoon things of Donald Trump, some billionaire, and then a MAGA person with a hospital bill and an IV drip. And he's like holding up his bill being like, so what are you going to do about my bill? But Trump is handing the billionaire a big bag of money and says, don't worry, little buddy. We can still hate trans people together. And yeah, that kind of explains their whole thing, right? That's kind of exactly what's going on. And also, astoundingly, literally what people were voting for, which is absolutely wild. It's astounding to me that this is the thing they care the most about. Immigrants and trans people, they care about more than anything else. And that's completely mind-boggling. Just working in their favor, like playing into their hands, being like, yeah, I want to give billionaires more money, so I'm gonna just hate everyone instead of doing it. There go the gays. Maybe I'd respect them if they didn't make it their whole personality. And this man's wearing a hat that says MILFs. His t-shirt says, I heart hot moms, and his car is covered in stickers that are like, I'm just here for the MILFs, got MILF, and then stickers of a bunch of like anime girls and things, and it's very accurate. This is very accurate. Yeah. Why do the gays have to make it their entire personality? Why can't they just keep it to themselves? Says the loudest person I know. So, you know, I think that basically what we take away from this video and every other video is that conservatives are hypocrites and queer people are great. Conservatives are hypocrites and they're not funny. Queer people are funny and are lovely. So, you know, we have that going for us. I hope that this, you know, brought you a little bit of joy to your day and you had a good time just hanging out and looking at some memes and having a chat. I hope that you were taking care of yourself. If you haven't already, go drink some water. Go take your meds, do all the self-care things that you've got to do. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. And also, while you're down there, Patreon has recently made it so you can upload long videos to the platform. So I am now going to be uploading all of my videos directly to Patreon to keep them permanently ad-free for you to enjoy. So if you would like to watch my videos ad-free, you can get that for only £1 if you go to patreon.com/savvycat or click the link in the description. There's a whole bunch of other perks and things on there too for a higher tier, including like a Discord server, outtakes, and more. So if you are interested in any of that, please do go check that out. I really do appreciate it. A huge thank you to my Kiwi cat patrons: Polar Bee, Sienna, Alicia, Mirielle, Bree, Bay the Trucker, Chastity, Beckett, Prismatic Petey, Sushi Kawaii, Phil the Duck, Jessie, River, Queen Glimmer, Ella, Mr. Noodle, Radsack, Knitting Menace, Chris, Ellie, Alexis, and Bobby. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah. When you close your eyes, you replay